Hello and welcome to Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. I am Mark Crimetown Hoffmeyer.
And I am Jay Want Some Gum Cluett. I should have done that with a horrible southern drawl, but I didn't. Oh well.
Do it again. Come on, let's hear it.
Want some gum? Cluett. There we go. Jay want some gum? Cluett. That's what it sounds like when a British person tries to speak with a southern accent. Something that, I don't know, might have come up in today's episode, which is about Mindhunters. We are continuing our delving through Deep Blue Sea adjacent films. We are doing our second Rennie Harlin film in a row. Last week was Cutthroat Island. This week is Mindhunters. So Cutthroat Island was before Deep Blue Sea. Mindhunters after Deep Blue Sea. Well, hey, what is Mindhunters? Well, it was made in 2002, but released in 2004, 2005, because of just the nightmare that the studios had with this is like got all caught up in the breakup between Disney and Miramax. Miramax, yes. So the story is it's a bunch of FBI profiler recruits led by or being taught by FBI agent Jake Harris, played by Val Kilmer. And he has Jake Harris. He has unusual methods which involve sending all of the recruits to an island where he has staged a faux serial killer. They need to track down and profile this mystery killer. But whilst they're there, things go awry, and not everyone survives the ordeal. So this is a film that takes place on an island full of knickknacks and vintagey things that all look pretty great, and I feel like we should have somebody who appreciates antiques and vintage production design for us. So who's joining us this week, Mark? Let's talk about this.
Oh, it's the wonderful Lindsay Street. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Jay, what are you talking about?
I don't know. I wanted some kind of an introduction to you because you have your own vintage business, which is doing well. And I'm trying to understand. I know that you're also a big fan of serial killer fiction and non-fiction, which probably would have been a better route to have gone down. But I didn't.
I was going to say, I thought like this was like, out of all the things to pick for me, you were like, okay, it's got lurid subject matter. LL Cool J's in it. It's from the early 2000s, mid 2000s, I guess. It's got an Agatha Christie plot. I think those make more sense. I was going to say, I was looking for some Y2K fashions, and I felt really let down. There was not a lot of good stuff happening.
There's no Ringer t-shirts. There's no, like...
You know what's weird about that is I kind of thought it made it feel more modern, because I was like, there's not a lot of styling in this that feels very distinct from that time period. The only one is, like, someone wears, like, a huge boat neck sweater, and, like, with the T underneath.
Oh, is that but really, big, like, red check?
No, boat neck's like real wide, like it's almost going off your shoulders. What's his name wears it? The guy who plays Sherlock Holmes later. I don't know names.
Johnny Lee Miller.
Yeah.
I don't know names, and you're gonna find that out quickly.
More about Johnny Lee Miller.
Indeed. Well, there's the guy who I referred to as just Bland guy, who I think the actor is Ian Bailey.
Was there at least
Band of Brothers.
I've seen Band of Brothers, but I've never seen this guy before in my life. And the English guy, Rafe, played by Will Kent.
A ballet performer.
Those two look identical to me, apart from one had blonde hair. But they were I needed those two to be gone as soon as possible because I had no idea who they were, what they were doing. So fortunately they didn't. Now, by the way, This is going to be a full spoiler podcast because there's a lot to talk about, and everyone dies. Pretty much. So we need.
I do like of the group, like JD goes down, and then Rafe goes down, and then Bobby goes down. Like they don't follow the normal tropes of horror movies in this one. Like they wipe out like the three white dudes immediately.
I was so shocked when Christian Slater was our first casualty.
Really?
Yeah.
This was 2005, guys. We were ready to mix it up. No, yeah, I did see. So Jay asked me if I had seen this before, and I seen this in theaters, which is pretty sad. But I didn't remember almost any of it, except I swore there was a different twist ending. As I was watching the film, I was like, how is this going to even happen at this point? My memory was really off. I won't get there yet, but it was like tailor made for like a movie. I'd go, oh yeah, I can see that. Like. It had just like a laundry list of like, there's serial killer involved. I also kept looking up after I watched the movie when other things came out because it felt like at first I was like, when did Saw come out? But I found out that it came out before, but technically this movie was made before Saw.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's got like a lot of Saw energy happening with like the coloring, the way the deaths kind of are so intricate. I know that. Okay, we'll get into it. I feel like I'm veering off.
Hey,
I
no,
want a movie
that's what we do.
watching Johnny Lee Miller set up the dominoes.
I want a movie of just when they're all knocked out by the coffee. There's like a 4-hour window between. I think it's about 4 hours between when they fall down and when they wake up. During that time, Johnny Lee Miller needs to kill the English guy, drain him entirely of blood, which he can set that up to be draining whilst he's out setting up everything else, going off, finding Val Kilmer, killing Val Kilmer, stringing Val Kilmer up like a puppet, setting up all the other deaths that need to happen somehow, and then come back and use the blood that's been drained out of British guy, set British guy up to be slumped over, head going to come off, etc., and then use that blood to write a room full of numbers. The same number over and over again.
That alone, I just imagine, like, you know how many times you have to dip back into it? Like, you know it's not there. It's only there for like 2, possibly 3 numbers. But that alone, okay, I went through that thought experiment as well. But then I remembered, like, how Christian Slater died, and I thought, well, we got to throw all that out the window.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I just want to, look, science is not my strong suit. But you cannot die that way, right? Or am I
in this world? I guess you can.
Well, the
in
nitrogen.
This world, okay.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
no one kicks the thing sideways.
No.
They're like, pull him out of the way. Like, no, kick the thing sideways.
Yeah, LL Cool J's holding back Sarah, and he's like, no, don't touch him. And so just kick the canister. Anyone, just kick.
Yeah.
He's gonna be wounded, like given how much he dies. This is an awesome death. This is a phenomenal world-ending death of.
That is exactly how this movie could be described as like they die so hard. They're just dying so much. They die so much.
They don't just die. They die.
He shatters.
They die. They're off.
So we're gonna. I think we'd have to go through the deaths one by one, just because this is what this film is. So the liquid nitrogen he shatters. It like strips his ankles to the bone and then snaps
Wait a minute.
them.
Wait. Before we do the deaths one by one, I just want to say at the start of it, really quickly, because like to lead in. First of all, I really liked the opening like sequence. Even though I feel like it was probably responsible for every like CSI, NCIS show that came after it. Or I don't know, maybe they came before. I couldn't wrap my mind around it when this movie was coming out. But regardless, that setup was really fun. I was like, okay, I see what kind of world we're living in. I like this. But then by the time, and I also liked the bar scene where you get to introduce everybody. That was cool. Mm-hmm. But then when you get to the island, I just still felt like I didn't know anything about like anyone. And I guess that's in some scripts might work well, but I felt like we needed at least a clue level understanding of like these caricatures. And like you said, half of them just felt like generic dudes that I couldn't remember which one was which.
We're told who they are. We're never really shown.
Yeah.
But we're told who they are at the end of the film after they're all dead. Because they were like, the killer was taken us off by our strengths. Like, they took out Bobby. He was always like, Mr. Fix-It. Because he got up to turn the water off.
And he fixes the light the night before.
He did have a Rubik's Cube, guys.
Oh,
Come on.
But they were all
remember the night
around.
before that light, Jay, when they were staying there, he fixed the light.
Okay.
Oh, right.
But you know what's crazy, too? I love the misdirect with the cat, because we see Johnny Lee Miller. With cats, and we do see LL Cool J with cats. So it sets up either one of them, because then you see a cat, and in your head you're like, well, those two guys are just by cats. So that's a pretty good, not misdirect, clue, red herring, whatever it is. I'm not good with words, but I like that they do that.
Yeah, because I feel like it's definitely a red herring, because isn't the screenwriting like line or whatever that you're supposed to show the character with the cat to show that they're like the nice person?
Yeah, they save the cat.
You know, save the cat. That's it.
And also, too, I like that Slater pulls the thing out of the cat's mouth, showing that he just walks up to things and pulls stuff out of things. Because then he presses the boombox, and then that blows up in his face later on.
I felt like that was like, they did that a couple of times where I thought they were just trying to show, like, Sarah was scared of the gore or the blood or something, but I'm like, get a glove. I know it's not real, but, like, damn, just, like, okay, like, you know what I mean? He did that a couple times, and I was like, you can tone that down a little bit.
So, with Slater's death, they describe at the end that they're being killed because of their personality, their strengths, weaknesses. They say, "Oh, they killed JD because he's our leader. He always goes in first and does things first." And I was like, well, this annoyed me because that's not what, like, anyone who got to that radio and pressed the button would have died. It just he's literally leading the team. It's not a personality; it's his job. He's the.
I don't know. I think he was putting himself. He was like, I got it. He's one of those kind of people. That didn't bug me.
But I got the same vibe there too.
Okay.
Sorry, Jay.
No, it's fine because I feel like it works for Nicole, Patricia Velasquez. She's get killed by a cigarette. That's her one personality trait, is she smokes.
With the cigarette she's given box laying on the ground.
I thought the whole time it was gonna maybe mean something more, because I was like, okay, they went out of their way to, like, in the simulation in the very beginning, he notes, like, oh, there's a cigarette brand that is not the one that the unsub smokes. So, like, you should have known there could have been another person here. So they, like, use that reference in the very, very beginning. And then they're constantly talking about smoking from then on. And so I was like, oh, maybe this is going to be something. And then, no, it was just her death because she just wants to smoke. I was like, all right.
And boy, does she die.
Yeah. Oh. Again, can that
yes.
happen? That cannot happen, right?
Not. I don't think after 1/4 of an inhale.
No. What is this acid? I need
That's
to know.
some legit acid right there, isn't it?
That goes through. That like goes into her lungs and melts her from the inside out.
It's not just acid. It's acid.
It's acid.
It's not acid, it's acid. Yeah, I love it. I love this theory of yours. They just die. Everyone dies hard.
Hard. Should have been called die.
If it was that powerful, she falls into the swimming pool, which they're all in later. If the acid was that powerful, then as soon as anyone else gets in that pool, they're just going to melt.
Excellent point.
Whoa. Well, yeah, I have nothing. Maybe chlorine is the...
And I suppose her body is still intact later because it's where they get the gun. So she hasn't just dissolved completely.
Just imagine that. It's like Breaking Bad. That pool is just loaded with bones and blood and guts. And they're just having an underwater gunfight surrounded by the liquefied, bloody remains of their coworker. That's the greatest movie ever made.
Well, they did apparently tone down some of the gore.
Yeah, they had to.
Rennie Harlin was trying to get a PG-13 release that he did not achieve.
He was good. See, I'm telling you, it's Saw before Saw. It has a very Saw feeling to it.
It's pre-Saw.
But, okay, if we're going to go back chronologically to the first death, the first really hard death, I also feel like if Johnny JLM was, like, putting stuff together, I thought that indicated he had done that before they arrived. Am I incorrect in that assumption?
I mean, he could have done. Yeah, this is. I think they say that Val Kilmer uses this island once a year. So.
But that also kind of bugged me because I was like, damn, there's like no. The Earth didn't shake at any. Like there was no cat that wandered by that knocked a domino over.
Oh my! Yeah, a fly lands on it.
Or maybe he set up the dominoes, but just like removed every 10th one, and then somehow between arriving
smart.
and he went back out and put it in again.
He just creeps away and pops in an extra domino?
Yeah.
Oh. You know they put hinges on all those dominoes to get them back up really easily? I learned that from the commentary.
Yeah,
that's smart, yeah. And they were like giant dominoes, weren't they? For the close-up shots. They were like 10 times the size of normal ones.
Yeah, they built some big old dominoes.
Like the size of books.
But that scene, right? It's just, this movie is just so silly.
Yeah.
This is the silliest movie. And
it's so
for
dumb,
me,
but I loved it so much.
Exactly, right? It's, what I love about Rennie Harlin? And I think, Lindsay, you already nailed it. He kills people so hard.
They stay dead, mostly.
Yeah. For the record, I am fine with that. Like,
yeah.
like